It's been a while since I seen your face. Hold your head up high. What up, y'all? Hopefully Facebook won't flag me for singing that. But anyways, your boy, your guy, your kid is back again in the building. It's been like over a week or so since I gone live. It's been a while. It's been a minute, but I'm back. Here I am. Hope you missed me, because I missed you. Let me put my phone on silent so we don't get buzzes through all this. I was thinking, they just announced that Michael Keaton is back again as Batman while they're shooting a Batman movie, while they're about to drop the Justice League cut, Snyder cut. So basically we have 3 active Batmen just running around being Batman. That's just, and if you include the cartoon, because they actually just dropped a new cartoon movie last week, which I heard is actually pretty fire. There's just too many Batman. We got Batman all over the place. Batman here, Batman there. There's just too many Batman. We got to consolidate all these Batman into one single Batman instead of 3. That's a lot. I know they're trying to catch up to Spider-Man, because there's about to be 14,000 Spider-Man in that next movie, which I'm all for. But see, the thing about that is, though, if you're a comic book head like I am, then you know that there's precedent set for the Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse. There's like a whole ass saga of comics dedicated solely to this thing that they're trying to do in the movie. So it's not like this is like out of nowhere. There's a precedent for it. I don't think there's something like that for Batman. I'm not a big old Batman fan. So I'm sure one of you guys will hop on and be like, well, actually, Batman fought himself in this comic against the Joker. I don't give a fuck. The point is that there's too many Batman. There's just too many Batman. We got to slow down the Batman. You know what I'm saying? There's also a Batwoman, too. She's black. But we just got too many. Too many. Just too many. Anyways, I digress. It's your boy. It's your kid, Jaron Ikner. I am a multimedia artist out of Phoenix, Arizona. I like to talk a lot. I make videos, movies, TV shows. I rap. I used to write for Phoenix New Times. I do it all. I'm a multimedia artist. Basically, when I say multimedia, I mean anything that's media related, your boy can do. Another cool name for my job is storyteller. I'm a storyteller. I like to tell stories in a variety of cool ways, including actually writing stories, short films, etc. and so forth. I love conveying stories in cool ways. And this show that I do is I hop on here and I try and convince you guys to donate to my film, The Bond. We are getting close to finishing this film in terms of shooting it. There's definitely going to be a couple reshoots, and then we go into post-production. But we're like this close. And to get there, we got to get over that. To get over that hump, we got to really get this last couple bucks so we can rent out Paint a Tiger. We're basically in like the really expensive part of the movie right now, where we have to rent out these venues for multiple hours, etc. so forth. So if you're watching this video and you're entertained by my nappy hair, my raspy voice, and me smoking weed, throw a couple bucks. I got producers that are matching it. It helps out a lot. Got us through last week. Appreciate everybody who did that. Shout out to Ben. I don't know how to say his last name. Ben Strombinger, I think is how you say his last name. Dude lives in Australia, and he's like one of the biggest supporters of this film. He has sent money over like every couple weeks just for us to eat. Big fan, and I'm gonna give him a big gift as a result when we get this movie done. So shout out to you, because you're the man. You deserve a particular shout out. Anyways, yeah, we're almost done with this film. I'm super excited about it. I'm already thinking about the sequel. Already thinking about the next film I'm going to shoot. I think at this point what's going to end up happening is that I'm going to... Let me hit this pipe real quick. Hold on. Yeah. At this point, what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to hop into Magenta after I finish this film. Mostly because Magenta is, like, I have the production book front to back. It's pretty much ready to go. As I said before in previous videos, we were like that close to start shooting it, and then COVID hit, and it shut everything down. And now and things are getting worse with COVID. So I don't think that the school who is sponsoring this film is going to open back up and have the availability that I need to shoot this. I would say like a good 50% of this film was shot on campus, things like that. So I would probably need to relocate some things, which is fine because I got a guy now. Shout out to Rob Rutledge, who's the fucking man when it comes to locations. If you need locations, unique, exotic locations, hit up Rob Rutledge. The dude is the man. I'm telling you. Tell him I sent you because we got a little partnership. Yeah. Anyways, so once I figure out these couple of new locations, I think I'm going to dive back into Magenta. Now that we have 2 cameras, shout out to my man Dan, we can probably knock out Magenta in like 3 weeks. Get that done, and then I'm going to start developing the second Bond movie. I think with the second Bond movie, I'm going to take much more time with it, with the script, pre-production, because we didn't do any of that shit with this film, and I really wish I didn't do that. I wish I would have took at least another month to like pre-pro this movie. That's probably the biggest mistake that I made with the Bond, is that we didn't do enough pre-production, and I'm really paying for it, mentally and actually financially, but it's all good. I'm learning lessons and we're growing with this, and honestly, it's a beautiful process. So with that in mind, I'm gonna start probably pre-proing the Bond here pretty soon. The Bond 2, I should say, and hopefully we start shooting that top of next year is what I'm thinking. So there's that. For those who've been asking about a sequel, for those who know the story outside of the camp, there's like 5 of you. You keep asking me if we're gonna be doing a sequel. Yeah, you heard it here first. A sequel's in the works. I wish I was two-tone and I had a little thing, but I don't have that. I'm not that cool. My nose is running. I don't have COVID. I just was outside, so it's cold. So don't trip. Don't trip. Oh, make comments full screen. What does that do? Hold up a second. There's a new button that's popped up. Oh, shit. Damn, I can see all your shit now. Dang. All right, comments. Edwin said Batman was even at state capitol. That video is wild, man. White people are wild, dude. Like, I love white people so much because y'all are just wild. Y'all do wild shit, and I love y'all for it. Y'all raid capitals and then hop on the flight. Like, it's so funny. If you go on Twitter and you go #NoFlightless, you'll see all these motherfuckers who are trying to get back home right now, who can't hop on planes because they're now on no watch list. And the thing about it is, like, I watched this video on TikTok that was like talking about this dude, and he's like, yeah, you know, you motherfuckers are idiots because you raided the Capitol, and you know there might not have been a lot of security at the gate, but they have some of the top technology in the world. Like they have, as soon as you step into a certain vicinity, they already have your name, your address, all that shit from your phone. If you're stupid enough to go to the Capitol with your phone in your pocket, they're coming for you. And it's like, yep, you dumbasses. And I'm not going to spend this video even talking about this because I'm not trying to get political. If I talk political on these videos, I can't post to film groups. They kick me out. So that's all I'll say about that. Digression. I want to talk about Wandavision, bitch. I'm so excited for this shit, son. For those of you who don't know, and this is story time, kind of, I am heavily inspired by the MCU. Like Starstruck, my entire camp, everything that you've seen from Starstruck was inspired by the first Iron Man movie and the fact that they were going to make it into a multiverse. Not entirely, but I would say like a large part of inspiration from when it comes to how I operate with Starstruck and my team and all that comes from the MCU. And one of the biggest things I got from that was the fact that everybody, and this is what I tell everybody that's part of the Starstruck family, is that everybody has their own story to tell. We all have a story to tell. And what the beautiful thing about it is that if you really think about it, and this is more like psychological shit, you watching this right now, right there, are the star of your own movie. And I'm just a supporting member of your film. And that's kind of like the basis of the MCU. When Jon Favreau and Feige got together, they really were like, all right, so how do we how do we get to the Avengers movie, right? Like, we know that we're making the first Avengers movie like 6 years from now. How do we get there to where everybody cares about all these characters that are going to be in this movie? Because they easily could have just been like, all right, bet, here's Avengers, and just drop Avengers movie. Y'all would have watched it, but you wouldn't have cared as much because you wouldn't have had that connection with all these characters. So these motherfuckers sat down, they're like, all right, bet, we got to make this Iron Man movie, we got to make this Thor movie, we got to make all these other movies that lead up to this point, to make people understand what we're trying to do. And that's kind of what I did with Starstruck. When I first did the very first iteration of Starstruck, when it was like me and Cash Lansky and the Aces and Tucson mostly, I kind of told them the same thing. I was like, yo, we got to get your story popping. You know what I'm saying, let's yeah, we're a team and we're gonna work together for the foreseeable future, but we're not gonna necessarily operate as a team. You know what I'm saying, it's more like, it's like the Avengers. Like, Avengers, if you read the comics and all that shit, like, most of the time in the comic book world, most heroes have their own story, and then when shit gets real and it's time to like fight that big bad like Thanos or whoever the fuck, you gotta call in the team, you gotta call in the homies. So when you go big, you know what I'm saying, it's time to do that. So that was the philosophy that I told them. And you know what was cool about the MCU is that you look for the cameos, right? Like you're looking for Iron Man to pop up in the Thor movie or vice versa, because that solidifies that universe and makes that connection stronger. And this is the philosophy that I explained to all my artists. I was like, yo, all right, bet. So you know we're gonna get, I don't know, taking this conversation, Lizzie Page. Leading up to a grand release, which, you know, at this point we released three Starstruck albums. There's The Rise, there's When the Stars Fell, and then there's Parallax. And all these are like, you know, end of saga events, quote unquote. If you followed my career, a lot of you are probably newer, but I broke down all this into phases, just like the MCU. I had phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All these phases had different names, different artists attached to it, different feels, different vibes, and all that led up to the first Starstruck album, and the second Starstruck album, and the third. And now we're in a new phase, which is this long-winded story leading back into the segue. Wandavision, the MCU, Next Generation. These niggas are doing TV shows now. They out here trying to do like 10 TV shows, all kinds of dope shit. The thing about TV shows that's different from movies is, and this is why I'm super just like interested as fuck, because I'm really wondering if these are going to be TV shows or if more like Netflix style shows. And when I say a Netflix style show, I mean like an extended movie, basically, like the show with Paul Rudd where he there's like a clone of him. They're not going to probably make another season of that. If they do, they will, but that works very well as its own isolated kind of like extended film. And I'm kind of feeling like that's what these are going to be. Like, I'm not expecting to see a season 2 of WandaVision. But with that said, when it comes to TV shows, they're all about longevity, right? Season 6, season 7, season 8. It's about creating a universe for your characters to operate in. And this is the big difference between movies and film. In movies, the world of the main character in the beginning of the movie would foreseeably stay the same until the inciting incident happens, until something changes, right? And that's what movies are. So you have so-and-so doing their life and living their life the way that their life is going to live, and then something happens that knocks it off course. And then that character has to make a decision to try and get back to that original life. But the point is that in at least a typical movie, that's not the case. They learn, they grow, they become new people, and they end up on a new life, and that's how the movie ends. TV shows are different. TV shows, all the characters in terms of personality, in terms of motivations, tend to be much more dynamic, and the world is static. So a good example is that Breaking Bad is a good example, where the world of Breaking Bad is well established. It's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He sells drugs. There's drug dealers. That's it. There's not really much. There's not going to be like a spaceship that flies in and changes that shit. That's the world. What we're seeing in TV shows is the characters change within that world. It's a different vibe, and basically that's what makes TV shows so compelling, because there's never really an end to TV shows, unless you decide to make an end. But the character is constantly growing and changing in that situation, and that's much more character development in terms of world development with movies. Movies are much more about world development. Like, oh shit's getting real. I have to deal with the world problems with my own shit, and eventually I come out different. TV shows are more like, oh no, the world's not changing. The world's going to be the same. I still have this shitty. I'm still working modern. I still have the same modern family that I've been dealing with in season 1, but I'm changing. The world is not. So what's interesting about WandaVision is that with WandaVision, you have, Vision and Scarlet Witch, and the premise seems to be that Scarlet Witch is creating a new world where she can have her man who died because he got his shit popped out by Thanos. So that's the static world, seemingly. And this is where it gets really, that's why I'm so invested in this, because it's like, man, this is going to be really interesting to see how the writing goes, because are they really going to try and make this feel like a TV show, or is this going to be like a movie? Going into what I'm trying to get to, because where we at time-wise? Oh, we got plenty of time. When it comes to my inspiration, I am more of a TV kind of guy when it comes to like my style of writing. I like to see characters change within static worlds. This is actually one of the big problems that I ran into when I first started writing The Bond, and kind of still exists to this point right now, which is why we're already diving into a sequel already and talking about trilogies and shit, because, and I've talked to all my cast members and crew about this, is that when I started writing The Bond, I was dealing with these characters who were operating in a static world. They're operating in a pandemic-like environment, and that world doesn't really change too much. It's mostly these characters operating in this world, and that's very TV showy. It's less about the world changing around them, and more so the characters changing. So I had to modify a few things to the script. I had to add a couple of MacGuffins, which is basically like a device that gives characters motivation to get somewhere. I had to modify some of the characters' motivations and modify some of the pacing of it to get it back to that movie type of deal where things are changing around them, and the character still has to make it happen. But the reason why I'm even mentioning all this in terms of what this means for me, I started the story off with the whole MCU thing, me being inspired by that, because me going forward, this is basically, I'm already in the next phase of Starstruck right now. And right now, obviously, we're making movies. We're making TV shows. I have so much on my plate right now in terms of what I want to make. And I looked to the MCU, and it was kind of weird because, there wasn't an MCU movie last year. It made me feel kind of weird. It was like, oh man, there wasn't anything to look forward to this last year. But with me trying to make the transition into a filmmaker and visual creator, I'm so glad that they're back, because eventually I do want to make a TV show. We have discussed making the Bond into a TV show. I still am not sold on that because of the scale that means. That's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of money involved, and maybe that would be something as an afterthought later on down the line, which I would be 100% for. But I have, if I include this treatment for this film I wrote called Flawless, I have 6 films that I've written myself that I want to shoot over the next probably be 3 years. If I could shoot 2 films a year, I'd be very happy about this. I was having a conversation with my girl last night, talking about money and shit and whatnot, and I was trying to tell her, like, I'm trying to pull in, I'm trying to hit 7 figures by the time I hit 40. I am fucking How old am I? I'm 36 years old. I'm old as shit. But I um I think I could do that, and I really think that I have something super special with the Bond. Like, I'm very excited to like really share this movie with you guys, because even as I sit here and I watch these dailies and I watch these cuts, even though it's not like quite polished yet, and the sound's not mixed, and like the color correction's not done, and the edits might be off, and I missed that part, and oh my god, I still have something really awesome that I really want to tell you. And like, when this movie gets to the point where I'm satisfied with it, I'm gonna be so excited to share it with you guys. And because at the end of the day, like, going back to my whole what am I? I'm a multimedia artist, but I'm also a storyteller. And I don't want to do nothing more than tell stories, whether it's on stage, in front of a camera, behind the camera, talking shit in a Facebook post, whatever. This is what I love to do. And I appreciate you all watching, because, yeah. Anyways, that was got kind of sentimental there. Back to the shit talk. Trump is a bitch. I'm just joking. But no, for real though. Thank you guys so much for everybody who has donated to this film and helped make this shit happen. I keep saying this. This is y'all's movie. Like, I keep trying to stress this to y'all. Like, when it comes to the amount of money that I have personally come out of with my own money from my own like income, it's been pretty minimal. Most of the money has been funded by you guys and my two wonderful producers. Shout out to Tyrone Campbell, and who is starting a brand new marijuana cannabis delivery service called Kush Canyon. Hit him up. It's dope. And then Jay Curtis, who is doing his own thing in the film industry out here, doing it really big. If you want to get involved in the film industry, even just like on an entry level type of deal, just get your feet wet, go hit up Jay Curtis, man. He's trying to make like 20 short films over the next year, something crazy like that. Bro, hit him up. Like, he's trying to work, and like, he hit me up because he saw the work ethic and saw that we're doing it big, and he just wanted to be a part of it. And so he was like, yo, I'll help fund this and I'll make it happen for you. So I appreciate him. Tyrone's a man. We're working on it. We're talking about trying to write this comedy together, and it's beautiful. The point is that when I started Star Trek back in the day, and I was like, yo, as a rapper, I'm saying, doing all this rap shit, I was like, yo, I want to make a family. This is really what this shit's all about. And when it comes to the Star Trek thing, it's like, the word family is a really weird word, because family, I think in the rap world, when you hear the word family, it's like, oh, it's ride or die, and my homie can do some dumb shit. And I was like, no. When it comes to family, and it comes to like my brothers and my sisters and all that, like, I treat my family like a little bit different. Like, I might have that stern talk with you. I see that Ash just popped in here right now. I'll be in Ash's ass about shit. Why? Because I treat him as a brother, and that's how it is. If I feel like you're fucking up and being a dumbass, which you tend to do sometimes, I will get in your ass about it. Not because, and it's the way that is for me is because I care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't say shit. And I think that's like trying to tell people all the time, like, I never speak on the things I don't like. If I hate you, if I don't fuck with you, I don't speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only exception to that rule is Swiss Beats. Fuck Swiss Beats. But anyways, I digress. I have a lot of knowledge, and I have a lot of experience, and I have a lot of wisdom to impart upon people who are willing to share it with me. Moving forward with the Bond, it's like, oh shit, I have people. I've built really great relationships with a lot of people on this set, and it's like, man, I really want to work with you guys for the foreseeable future. And now that Feige's back with the MCU, and I'm like, oh shit, next phase. I like, let's go. Like, I'm inspired by that shit like so much, where it's like, I'm so excited to see what he's willing to do with his phases and all his shit, because it really motivates me to do the same fucking thing. And that's the cool part about the shit, because everybody that's been down for this so far has been down for this so far. Even if shit got kind of weird with scheduling or people not showing up or whatever, like, at the end of the day, like, after a conversation or two, like, we work it out. Like, it's never been a situation where motherfuckers just trying to chase a clout. And I love y'all for that, because I got a lot of clout to give. I got a big name. Like, I had a meeting last night with a homie, because he was asking me for fundraising tips. And he's like, like, it's just crazy, man. People are just giving you money. And it's like, well, it's not because I'm just some random black dude. It's because I built a whole engine with Starstruck and before Starstruck. Hell, I've been doing this shit for a minute, to where people believe in me. And when it comes to the conversation about what I do at Starstruck, and I sit down and I talk to these artists, it's like, yo, it's a belief system. If I believe in you, then you know you got me. You got me in your corner. And that doesn't mean that like I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna sign you to my label and blow you up. Like, nah, this means that whatever you're trying to do, man, like I got your back on it. As long as it's in media. You know what I'm saying? I can't help you get your doctorate in fucking botany. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a botanist. I'm saying I'm a rapper and I make movies and shit. So if you're trying to make movies and rap and tell stories, then, you know, I'm the guy to talk to. Anyways, my rant's over. 25 minutes is good. Arizona Organics, shout out to them. Good strain. Also, shout out to Jubes because, or Kaizo, I got this little piece right here for free because I got a referral from him. So that's cool. Anyways, I'm gonna get to work. Oh shit, yeah. If you've been waiting for a video from me, like on the edit, you'll get that this week. My fucking bad. Last couple weeks have been crazy. Just full disclosure, like we had a COVID situation in our household, not on my end, but like mostly on my kids' mom's end, and it shut down the block. The whole block was shut down. It was wild. Like we couldn't leave the house. Had to get tested. Had to make sure that people were good. Kid was over here for like 3 weeks up in my face with air, just breathing on my air and shit. I had to like, yeah. But now he's gone. Get them the fuck out. Everything's all good on that end. We all safe. I'm good. I'm straight. We back at it. The year started off wild. I would say that 2021 has started off wild as fuck so far, from coups and impeachments to COVID to Dr. Dre. Like, I was devastated about that Dr. Dre news. I'm so glad that he's doing better. I don't think, like, that would have fucked me up if Dr. Dre had died in that shit just randomly from a brain aneurysm. Like, what the fuck? That would have fucked me up, bro. I'm very glad that he lived. Anyways, so bless your heart and thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you in the future. In the meantime, go donate to my damn film. We're almost done. I'm gonna stop asking you for money for this film in like 3 weeks. Hopefully, if we can all get this movie done, I promise you that I will stop asking you for money in like 3 weeks. So just hit that Cash App. Bless your hearts. See you later. Peace.